everybody. My name is Shane, and I'm going to do a video series that's going to help you hopefully get started with a podcast or maybe a YouTube video. But as you can see, my YouTube video quality is okay, but it's not as good as a lot of people. But my podcasts are pretty good. I have two podcasts, and they're both listened to millions of times. They're in a very niche market. And I love podcasting. I was a radio DJ a long time ago. And eventually I said, I can do this on my own if I have the chance. What am I going to do? Well, eventually I figured out a subject area that I liked, that I was passionate about. And I started creating a podcast, and it took off. It didn't take off right away, but eventually it did. And now each podcast gets within the first week about 20,000 downloads. So it's not huge. It's not Joe Rogan, but it's pretty good. And it provides me with an income, which is nice. So what I want to do with this series is help you out with these subjects here. How to podcast in 10 steps for absolute beginners. And this is for absolute beginners, but for people who are serious, who actually have been listening to podcasts, have been thinking about starting one, this is for you. And I'm here. I'll be here. You can leave comments, and I'll do my best to help you. This is right now, I'm recording this in June of 2020. So if you're watching this in May of 2027, I don't know what's going to happen. But if you're watching now, I'm here and I'm ready to help you. So number one, pick a podcast. So the first video is going to be talking about picking a podcast, a topic, a subject, right? Pick a podcast goal, episode count. This is important. Things that you should kind of have in mind when you start. It's going to help you. Pick a podcast format. And what I mean is it just going to be you? Is it going to be interviews? Do you have a partner, a crew? Are there going to be voices? Mm-hmm. Choose your podcast duration. Okay. These are all going to be really short videos, so they'll be easy to watch, but they're very important things to think about, and maybe you can plan them in advance and have fewer difficulties starting. Okay. Seriously. Podcast software and hardware. This is a big video, and it's going to be very useful. I have my recommendations. I have my preferences, which I will share with you, and hopefully it will be beneficial to you. Recording and editing your podcast, and we're going to do that together. Okay, just like you see me, I'm using Microsoft Word here, and you're going to be watching me actually doing a podcast, so that'll be cool. Podcast music and artwork. This is actually pretty important. So I'll be talking about that. And actually, the YouTube channel that I'm on is all about podcast music, intros, background music, which they call bed music beds, and outros. So this is actually pretty important stuff, which will really enhance the quality of your podcast. So we'll be talking about that. Podcast upload strategy. Obviously, iTunes, right? But what about the other places? We'll talk about that. Podcast uploading and getting the word out. Yeah, people need to know that you're there. How can we do that? And of course, finally, podcast resources. And is it possible to make money from your podcast? The answer is yes. So we'll talk about all of these things. This is what I hope to accomplish in this series, to teach you these things. Once again, I started out as an amateur. I still consider myself an amateur podcaster, but we're doing pretty good. And I'm excited to help you. I really am excited to help you. I would love to have you create a podcast with millions of downloads. That would be fantastic. So that's it for my intro video. Again, my name is Shane. I'm not the owner of this channel. My wife is. She's the musician, and she's really excited to create music for you guys. The stuff that we have on YouTube is absolutely for free. But in the future, if you want something special, then you can ask us. You can ask her, and she'll probably be able to make you something for considerably less cost in the beginning. Once again, this is June of 2020. In the beginning, for considerably less cost than what you would get on another site. Lot cheaper. I'm serious. Anyway, so I'm really excited to start this series, and I hope that you enjoy it, and that you learn, and that you start a podcast. All right, let's do it.